issues. You hear me?
Will do. Hello, everybody. We're live on air.
Tonight we're going to look at a beer called Tecate. Well, it's been around a long time, like as long as my daddy, because my father was born the same year this beer came out, 1944. And we have Eric, and they're both from Massachusetts, and then we have John, but John's having an internet problem, so he may bug in and out, unfortunately. His computer decided to do updates right when he's about to come on. You know how that goes. And then we have Pete with Poznansky Beer Reviews over there in New York City, and he wasn't sure if he could join us, but he made it. And then we have Tony out west, who wasn't sure if he could join us, but he made it. And way out west of California, and then in Wyoming we have Beer Cup and Michelle Stitches, who made it. And then we South got John H. Pierre, who might have to get muted because he's with a lot of noise issues. And then we have myself, who you might hear cicadas in the background. All right. And some people may not see me because I'm having some internet connectivity problems too with my internet service provider, so I can't help that. I can see y'all though.
Excellent.
Who's never had Tecate before?
I probably
never had it before in my life. Never.
I probably had it once several years ago. I don't remember it at all.
Okay, so Michelle has not.
Never had it.
Nate has
I've
not.
had it once.
Has not. I'm trying to get the cap off, and this is not grabbing at all. Wow,
it
that's
was a very tough twist cap. It was
it's like there's no lip to grab. Okay. Yeah. Eric, you want to tell us the ABV and whatnot on this?
I found out because this is a Heineken International brand beer. On the HeinekenUSA.com website, they tell you it is 4.5% alcohol by volume. Surprisingly, they tell you this beer has 15 international bitterness units. And it's 142 calories for 12 ounces with 11 grams of carbs, so a little bit heavier than your Bud Lights or Miller Lights for sure.
How many calories?
142.
Okay, that's average, and the alcohol is 4.5, and that's average. The IBU is a little higher because I think they're usually around 10 or 12.
Yeah.
But it's, not much higher.
Not at all.
But yeah, it did come out in 1944, and it was introduced at an independent brewery in Tecate. And Tecate is a city located in Baja California del Norte, which borders Alto, California, which is we call California. I went to Tecate actually 9 years ago. All right, second thing. In 1953, Tecate was acquired by Cuauhtémoc Montezuma, one of the big Mexican beer companies. And then in 2010, Cuauhtémoc Montezuma was bought by, look at John, John is like, I'm trying to do it. All right, and then in 2010, Heineken International bought Cuauhtémoc Montezuma, and they already had an interest in that company, and look how popular the Dos Equis beers became with the most interesting man in the world commercials.
Right. Exactly.
Now, let's go from the south up, and John might have to do sign language, but I'm going to talk about the beer first. I'm gonna go put the rest of the bottle up because I got a quart, and it cost me $2.19. Wow! And some of y'all may have the new label. We have the old. Most of us have the gold and red label.
Yes.
The last few weeks they introduced a silver and red only label. They always use a black Mexican eagle.
Yep.
There is also a light version, and then a couple of years ago, they came out with the Tecate Titanium, which is like a malt liquor version, 5.5%. I had it. I bought a six-pack. I wasn't too thrilled with it, actually. Okay, now Jean's going to tell us about the beer first. What is your experience with it, and what's your impression of it?
I've had this beer before, and this has been on and off. The last time I had this was about 2 years ago. It's nothing really special. It's a decent, sort of lager. I mean, when I took a sip of this, it was kind of maybe a bit malty to me, but it's going out all right. Nothing really offensive about it. There's no skunk to it at all. I just see there's nothing really wrong with this beer to me.
My opinion is this. Now, we're going to mute you because of the background noise, but, kids
No
won't.
problem.
We're not going to say, okay, kids, you can't have fun because we're drinking beer. Now, that's like a demented attitude. We don't want to have that. Right, just chime in when you need to. Now, I started drinking Tecate, maybe in 1997 or when I first saw it. It's usually budget price relative to other Mexican beers. Like you can find it at grocery stores around here for $5.99 a 6-pack. I got the quart bottle for $2.19.
Damn.
We can get 12 packs very often for $10.99. Occasionally they'll run them for $9.99.
Good price.
So it's been out 71 years. Now, by the way, I have a Stroh's hat on. But, this is what I like about this beer. It has a very malty aroma. It's so malty, bready, like white bread and white bread crust, and there's a very noticeable yeast component. I don't know what their yeast strain is, but it's very noticeable. I do not think this beer is produced anymore at Tecate. I think the Tecate brewery was sold off. They make craft beers there now. But, this beer is brewed, I think, in Monterrey, Nuevo Leon, Monterrey, northeastern Mexico. But regardless, this beer is so roasted to me. It's roasted. It's, I don't mean dark roasted now. I'm talking about very light roasted. You can pick up the roastiness and the breadiness, and it's not a beer that you're going to get a lot of corn adjunct out of. You're going to get barley, and the corn is just smoothing it out to me. There's definitely a hop bitterness at the end, but it's not strong at all. It's not a hop. Now,
beer. I'm surprised the Beer Advocate gave it such a low rating at 66. The Bros and the regular store.
They almost could just be biased towards it being an adjunct style lager.
Yeah.
It has body. It has body. It's medium bodied, light to medium bodied. The finish is pretty crisp. The drinkability is astronomical.
Yeah.
It's usually in a twist-off bottle in your 12-ounce bottles. Oftentimes you'll find it in cans. One of my favorite Mexican beers. Now, Sol, we did Sol. It's okay, but Sol was so dull.
Yeah.
It's just not. Sol is an extremely low-priced beer in Mexico, but Tecate is also in the budget beer range. But to me, it has a lot of wonderful flavors. So anyway, you say, oh, you're just a big fan of it. Yeah, that's true. I am. Now, out west to Keone, and then we'll come back in from the west coast into the interior plains, mountain area, big sky country after that. Okay, so Keone, you've had it before, yeah? Hey?
Yeah. Very excellent beer. I think it has a really sweet side to it. I taste the roastedness, but I swear it has a little bit more sweetness than a lot of the other cheap beers on the market.
No.
But it seems to be much more complex than what do you call it, Corona. I didn't have many Mexican beers, but compared to Corona, very more flavorful in my opinion. There's more going on. And I haven't had a skunky Tecate yet. I can tell you that much.
You're not going to because they're in the brown bottles and they're in cans.
Yeah, very smooth, very malty, has a nice hop finish to it. The corn, everything is pretty much well balanced. Kind of reminds me of a Japanese beer in a way, but the taste is completely, it's different, but you know what I mean, like the balance is pretty decent in this beer, in my opinion.
So you're saying it's round?
Yeah.
Very round.
Again, because Tanya wanted to join, but she has a problem with having to go to work. And well, you know what I'm saying, like, but it's only 4:45 in California, right? So people are still at work. We're all off for work, or
except for Keone.
because he's out in California. But I'm saying
Woo!
he may have a different situation that allows him to participate easier. Now,
Dude.
Nate, what did you just say?
I was thinking that reminds me, if I was to compare it to like another Mexican beer that I've had, I've only had a few, but I definitely agree with what you said about Corona, but I was trying to relate it to what is it like when I guess maybe like a very much less flavorful Negro Modelo.
Wow. Negro
But
Modelo.
it's
Now,
not fresh in my memory, so you know.
well, we're gonna go to so Keone, you would buy it again.
Yeah, definitely. I would recommend everybody out there this as a Mexican beer choice, well, in my opinion, because it just seems to be well-rounded, very nice flavor to it.
Don't you think it would pair really well with hard tacos, like those hard corn tacos with
Yeah, definitely.
spicy ground meat and lettuce and cheese and tomatoes, like diced tomatoes?
What?
Yeah,
Yum.
that sounds good right about now.
Yeah, I saw that, and one of my viewers told me, remember when you used to do food pairings and when you first started doing videos?
Yeah.
So, yeah, and I forgot about
comments that people want you to bring that back.
Yeah, I just kind of forgot about it, so maybe I will. But I'm no kind of food expert, believe me. But I can think of things. All right, now to Wyoming.
Hello, folks. I think this is the second time I've had this beer. Tried it, I think, one sampling before, maybe a year ago. I don't even really remember what I thought about it then. I don't have strong feelings that I either especially liked it or disliked it. It tastes fine to me. It's nothing extraordinary by any means, but nothing offensive either. I would definitely put it up against pretty much any of the other Mexican lagers that I've had, especially in this lower price range that they're competing with. So yeah, I would buy it again for sure.
What about Michelle Stitches?
Here we go.
Well, once again, I'm operating with a compromised palate. I think I have a food allergy or something. My tongue reacts and I get those swollen taste buds, and my tongue feels like when you have it burned, and so it's compromising my ability to taste. But I like what I'm getting, and I definitely would choose this over the popular American lagers, adjunct lagers. I'd drink this before I'd have a Budweiser in a heartbeat. There is something in a lot of the American lagers. There's a smell and a taste that I find very unappealing, and I have never been able to figure out if it's one of the grains they use or the yeast or the adjunct. I can't figure it out, but I know it when I taste it, and I know it when I smell it, and I don't taste it, and I don't smell it. And this is crisp and pleasant, and I like a malty beer, so it's pretty good to me for an inexpensive lager.
Fine.
Hey, John.
How you doing, John?
Yay!
I was about ready to throw this thing out the back door.
Oh.
Michelle Stitches. Why do you hate America?
Si, senor.
Wait, America. Wait a minute.
You just said I
You
hate
hate America, you could just get out.
If you don't like our beer, you can get out.
Get out.
The land of the free. You always say you leave. All right.
How you doing, John?
I'm doing good now since I got my see, I was trying to do it off my tablet, and you can do it for about 5 minutes on your tablet, then it cuts off.
Oh, man. Oh, well, I'm just kidding with Michelle, of course. She just says she finds the American lagers have this strange taste that she doesn't like, and she finds this does not have the taste. And am I summarizing that correctly?
Yeah, and it's even an odor. And what's really weird is if you get around somebody who has been drinking a lot of American lagers, they sweat out the smell that I smell and the flavor that I taste. I know that sounds really bizarre. Just go anywhere where there are a bunch of people tailgating and it's like a wall of whatever. And I keep hoping I'm going to change, and because there are things that I didn't like before, like coffee beers, that I'm really learning to love now. So I keep hoping that, I mean, I'll drink a PBR, that doesn't bother me, but some of the other ones, I just, so it's just me, it's not, you know.
Right. You would hate to meet me in person in that case.
Best out of the bunch.
I have so much Miller High Life and Pearl beer in my fridge right now.
Save me a Pearl when I get down there in April.
Yeah, but it's Pearl Light, and it'll be so old by the time you get here.
Hey, Jay, is Pearl only sold in Louisiana?
No.
I don't see it here. I don't see it here.
I bought it in North Oak Ridge, in off east of Interstate 45 in Texas.
Okay.
Facts. It was a little expensive. I figured if I don't buy it now, I may never get to try it again. So, like Lindsey Buckingham said, if you don't love me now, you never love me again. So I figured I'm buying this beer. All right, now I didn't want to break the chain. All right,
Right.
going on.
We gotta go to John.
Hang on a minute. Go to somebody else. Let me grab one.
He doesn't have,
I got a brand new computer, and it's just freaking crazy. I'm not a computer guy, so I get lost and stuff like this.
I guess what? Next.
So, aged cheddar, maybe we mentioned Mexican food, maybe a nice cheeseburger with Vidali onions will go good with this.
Valadia.
Valadia, yeah, that. Sorry.
How about steak fajitas with
some Chipotle.
Oh man, I haven't had pita forever.
Yeah.
This would go good with
The Mexican restaurant companies are going to start sending us all kind of stuff. All right, now
bring it over.
Yeah, we're gonna have to start examining food at the same time here.
Right.
Oh yeah.
John Sharon, what do you think about this beer, sir?
I think it's a enjoyable beer. I had it a couple times several years ago. First time I had it in a few years, but I think it's an enjoyable beer. I done a review the other night on the light, which I really enjoyed, but it was really real light. But I really enjoyed this. I'm a big
guys are killing this guy on the diet, huh?
I'm a big enchilada guy, so I think this would go real good with some real good enchiladas smothered with a ton of cheese.
Yes, and I think it would go well with chili rellenos.
Yeah.
Oh man.
You guys are making
or flautas. All right, now for that matter. Now John, do you notice kind of a distinctive aroma, like a yeasty aroma? Give it a good smell.
I think you can taste the aroma.
Nice glass.
And this thing smells so much like a brewery tour to me.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think if I drink a lot of these, I won't smell like a great big lager.
Yep.
I'm just kidding, Stitches.
He's just kidding. Now,
but no, this is I mean, I think it's a great, smooth tasting beer.
So you think you've been doing it right for 71 years?
I think for a 24-ounce can, I think I give $1.35 for it. I'd buy these all day long and drink them.
Michelle's saying a slight metallic, but not unpleasant. That's got to be coming from those hops.
Yeah.
Oh.
I think it's coming from what we were just talking about too. That yeasty taste on it.
Mm-hmm.
It was very malty to me when I started sampling this. I said, "Wow, this is pretty good."
It's in the nose that I'm getting a hit of it's just a light metallic. It's not like the super unpleasant. And I almost think that I said the same thing with one of the other Mexican beers we did. So I think there's a
Might have been Victoria.
Victoria, I think, right?
Interpreting.
We got you. I think it was Victoria.
I've only had half a beer.
Are you drinking out of a bottle or a can?
Bottle.
I don't think
a lot of times you get that metallic-y taste out of the bottles more than you do the cans.
I don't think she needs to feel guilty about interpreting at all. Now, this was the first Mexican beer ever canned, by the way, and we have Bohemia coming up next week, and I have to go buy some Bohemia because I cannot buy it in my hometown. I have to go about 20 miles east of here to buy Bohemia, at least, I think. Maybe I can get it 15 miles east of here. But back to this, and I think Bohemia is really, don't even get me started. I love that beer. The last time I had Bohemia was at Arturo's Mexican restaurant in Nuevo Progreso in Tamaulipas State, Estado Tamaulipas, last year in Mexico. That was really wonderful.
I hope they got a locator on their website.
Yeah.
Me too. I've never seen it before. I might need help finding it.
Bohemia?
Me too. Me too.
I don't think it'll be too hard. All right, now we want to go to Eric and then Nate. Eric, what do you think about this beer? You've had it before?
I've had it maybe once a few years ago, so this is pretty brand spanking new and fresh in my mind right now. As an initial thought process on the beer, I watched. I think the channel on YouTube is called Special K. They do the Kentucky beer reviews.
Oh yeah.
And the first thing that everybody's talking about here, and they talked about when they opened up their can and poured it, was this really. I mean, it's not an off-putting scent, but it's got a really weird, strange kind of a smell to it. It really does.
Yeah.
That cross between maybe it's that yeast kind of a note that they got going on the beer, and the typical notes of like the cooked vegetables and that adjunct kind of a flavor. But I think it's probably a good portion of whatever kind of yeast they use in this beer is probably giving it that distinctive kind of a twinge on the nose. But overall, I would definitely say this is one incredibly smooth and easy drinking beer. There's not a whole bunch I can really say about it. It does have a little bit more of a malty presence than, say, Corona or even Modelo Especial, but I think it's good for the price. I paid like $7 for a six-pack, so I can't really complain. And I think I would probably rather drink something like a High Life or even like a Carlsberg or a Heineken, but for the price that you're paying for this being an imported beer and the incredible ease it is to find the beer, I wouldn't say no to this beer at any point in time. So I'm sort of directly in the middle on thought. I don't really love this beer, but I'm not hating or bashing it at all.
Now,
well, it's kind of one of them things like I'll reflect back to old Tom the Beer Whisperer. There's not 10 things great you can say about it. There's not 10 bad things you can say about it. It's just.
I don't know if you guys are noticing this, but the more I drink on it, it's beginning to taste more and more like a watered down Pilsner.
Yes, I agree with that.
Makes sense. Yeah.
But to go,
I don't know about watered down though.
But to go with what John was saying there for a brief moment before I let Nate say his thing, but for me to be able to say, for me to not be able to say 10 bad things about the beer makes it a pretty good beer in my book. If I can't really find a lot of negativity to say about the beer, there's something going right for the beer, and I think there is something going right for this beer because I can't really fault it on very many points. If Tanya were here, she would probably be talking about the style judge guidelines, and I looked at that the other day for this beer when I was thinking about it, and I think going back to that style guideline now, this pretty much hits all the marks that are really supposed to be there for an American-style lager. So if that's what they went for, I think they achieved a really good beer in that style exactly.
Yeah, I want to watch. Tanya can't join us. I guess she's at work, but I want her to do a video review of this. And she's so interesting way she goes through all those style points, you know. So I bet you she's gonna love it personally. But
fits the style exactly.
Oh man. Now, I don't know, John. You said Beer Whisperer, but I think I might be able to find 10 good things to say about it.
I could probably find 20 good things to say about this beer. This is just a tremendous beer.
I know I wouldn't be able to find 10 bad things to say.
No.
Okay. Now, Nate and then Lee.
I couldn't find 10 bad things to say about this beer either. It's definitely easy to drink. I agree with everybody pretty much before me. I know that sounds like a diplomatic thing to say, but but it's smooth. It's definitely more malty than it is hoppy. I'd say I don't have experience with Modelo Especial, but I do with Negro Modelo, and I'd say that it's definitely a milder tasting. It's milder tasting compared to Negro Modelo. I think that Negro Modelo's got a much darker kind of taste to it, hence the name. But It's just a good beer.
Yeah, and you never had it before, so some people might add lime to it. It might go well with lime. It has like a citrus component.
No lime for me.
I've never put lime or salt in a beer.
Salt? Yeah, no.
I didn't say I would do it. I didn't say I would do it, but I said it might go well with it. And I tell you what, this beer has a heck of a lot of lacing on it.
Does? What?
I didn't notice I drank mine from the can, so.
Good going, John.
Look at this lacing.
You know, this beer would go good with a Manny Pacquiao fight.
Yeah, I don't watch the boxing anymore after all the. All right.
Not satisfied.
From all
I did my best, but it's not good enough.
I used to live on boxing. I used to watch Tuesday night fights on USA Network every Tuesday. I fall asleep to watch.
You remember, Jay? Yeah.
I'll never forget, because in the 80s I said, in the 1980s I said, who is this guy? This guy he's going to change boxing. Mike Tyson, you know, he's only 19 years old. He's only 19 years old, and I used to say, oh, this guy is going to be a legend, but I didn't know what was coming. I didn't know he had a glass jaw. But anyway. But if he hit, but I'll tell you one thing: if Mike Tyson hit you flush, you weren't gonna keep fighting. You were gonna get a knockout. It wasn't gonna be a technical. It was gonna be a straight knockout. Now, yeah, that's what I mean, Lee. I didn't know about all the bad. Okay, but I was like high in the sky. I was like wide-eyed and bushy-tailed. All right, now, Lee, what do you think about this beer, Tecate? You said you never had it before.
No, I've never had it. And so there's a few points. When I poured it and I smelled it, it smelled like a Miller High Life or some other adjunct lager. And then when I tasted it, the first taste, it sort of had a taste of like a Euro Pale Lager taste. I don't know if any of you got that, but that's what I got. But as I got down on the beer, it just turned into a regular just like a beer, you know, like smooth taste, exactly, a little toastiness, you know, a tiny hop presence, not a whole lot, and very smooth, and just a good beer with a good alcohol presence to go with it.
Alrighty then.
John.
Yeah.
He's making me think of Meisterbrow and Falstaff.
Yeah. Yeah. That was in the day, buddy.
Dead beers.
But remember those? Yeah, but remember they had the same toasty quality.
Yep. I can remember Meisterbrow.
Yeah, it had a distinct like toastiness, and so did Falstaff. But anyway, that's all. But it just made me think of that. So Lee, and then we're gonna go through everybody and ask them. I already said I would buy it again. I've bought it so many times. Lee.
Daddy's talking about it.
Get away from there. Lee, would you buy it again?
It was good, but the thing is, like, there's so many other beers that I would probably prefer over this that I do like in my adjunct repertoire and my craft repertoire. I'd probably, like, if it was at, like, a party or, like, at the bar, I would definitely get it, but other than that, probably not.
Hold on a second. No, so no, you wouldn't really buy it again. What if you could get a quart? What if you could get a quart bottle for $2.19?
Woohoo! Yeah.
I mean, I guess if I don't know, because I can only find this at one store near me, so I'd have to really like actually want to go looking for it, because it's only at one store.
All right, so his attitude is he thinks it's okay, but he's not thrilled with it. All right.
Hey Jay, where'd you get that stock? I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Lee. I apologize. Go ahead.
No, it's a good beer. I like it. It's just, I probably wouldn't get it for just my personal.
All right.
Drinking.
Okay, so we got one buy again and one not buy again. Now, Jean, you said where'd I get my style?
Where'd you get your 32 ounce? I mean, where'd you get your 32 ounce? Where'd you get that from?
Oh.
What was that, a 32 ounce bottle you have there? Who had that 32 ounce bottle?
Me. I bought it at Rouse's.
Okay. Well, that's where I bought mine from. I bought my 4-pack from Rouse's for $4.88.
They got your money again.
Yeah.
All right. I thought you asked me where I got my style.
I mean, no. Where'd you get your that size? Where'd you get your size beer from?
Hey, I walked with you down Bourbon Street, buddy. I know where you got your style from.
I was about to start talking about Paul's Boutique. All right, now the new style. All right, now we got on the mic. We got Nate K.
What
All
up?
right, MC Nate. What do you say?
MC Professor Nate. I'd say considering the price, I was thinking about it because I thought, $10 in one sitting, and then I thought about actually how much it is. It's like 12 cans for $10 basically.
Yep.
And it's right on par with what I would pay for High Life.
Yep.
So it really would come down to my personal preference on here, and if I wasn't feeling like having a High Life, I could definitely make this a decent substitute standby.
Interesting.
Yeah, I like High Life because it's cheap, but I prefer this over High Life because it tastes better to me. All right, I got High Life in the fridge, but it's $6. Oh, I'm sorry. High Life is $9.99 for an 18-pack right now.
Damn.
Nice.
Wow.
That's cheap. So that's like, all right. Now, so we got Nate. You would buy it again.
Yeah.
We got 2 buy again and 1 not buy again. What do you say, John, Sharon? I know what you're gonna say.
Well, I'm gonna buy this again. I agree with you. I mean, I really enjoy Miller High Life, but I believe, for me, a bang from a buck, this Tecate is a little bit better than the Miller High Life. I don't know if I'd go as much as Coors Banquet on it, but I really enjoy this beer. And I mean, $1.35, $25 a can. What I get for it. I mean, like I said the other night in my review on the Tecate Light. I mean, I'd love to buy about 10 of these and take them to a party where everybody's drinking. And I pull one out and everybody goes, "What are you drinking, John?" Tecate. And, I mean, enjoying with people, because I guarantee there's not a whole lot of people probably drink this beer around here. So.
No, and I think they would like it. Okay, so.
Yeah, put me way up there on the buy again list.
Okay, he's on the most definitely buy again list. Now, John, you would, of course, huh?
Well, I probably would because, when I went to Rouse's today, like I said, you probably saw what I put down. The price for a 4-pack 16-ounce, I paid for $4.88, which is less than a Yingling 16-ounce 4-pack, which is about $1 more, $5.88 at some places. Yeah, I would pay that again, and I would buy this again. I'm like most of y'all, I'm pretty conscious with my money. I'll probably get a High Life or maybe Milwaukee's Best, something like that, or Genuine Draft. But overall, I think this beer is pretty good. It was very malty, and like I said, now I know the ABV on this is more compared to Victoria, but I don't know. When I was tasting Victoria, it just had a better taste to me. It had a better feel, better quality to it, and I would say Victoria, maybe this. In terms of that style, or maybe something imported within that region, I probably would buy.
Well, you never.
Yes, I would buy it again.
Okay, but you're not gonna find Victoria on discount. Sorry.
No, unfortunately, no. For a 12-pack, it's about cans. It's about $12, around there.
Yeah, it's high. Relatively high. Now, Eric, you would, right?
I would. Yeah, I would buy this beer again. I think if I go to a beer store and I'm looking at, we say High Life, but I'm just going to say in general, even when I think about Heineken and Carlsberg and Radenberger and stuff like that, I think about, I call those things the old standards, even though I'm 27. I still call those things the old standards, where I'm looking at everything on that beer shelf, and nothing really, I don't know that would compel me over the other, even in Mexican beer, to say I wouldn't buy this beer over High Life, or I would buy High Life over this beer. Nothing compels me either way to say this beer is better than High Life or this beer is worse than Budweiser or Heineken's better than Modelo, especially. I just think that most of these beer styles are so inoffensive that I would just buy them again. And I'm surprised, before I finish up here, I'm surprised that for it being an imported beer, it has that cheap price tag to it. You normally find these 6-packs in my area of Mexican beers being like $9, $10 plus, and this one was $7 for a 6-pack, which is a fantastic price.
Yeah, and Eric, right now at my local store is $5.99 a 6-pack.
It's again, to have that imported beer tag on it. It's a great price for an highly inoffensive beer. Highly.
Yeah, now we're gonna go out west. Beer Cub, would you buy it again? Beer Cub and Michelle Stitches.
Sorry, we were muted out. Yes, I would buy it again. I mean, it's not like something I'm going to buy every week, but
right.
There's no reason to not have it again. I mean, it's fine. It's not like the most exciting beer in the world to me, but it's fine. I mean, I enjoy it. I can see it pairing well with pretty much anything. So yeah, I mean, especially at the price, I'm sure I'll buy it again.
I would not buy it again, but that's because when I buy beer, this is not what I pick out. One exception would be, I agree with John. I think it would be fun to take this beer if you were going somewhere like a party and put it out there in amongst the other beers and see people's reactions to it. But I will definitely drink it again when he buys it. But when I spend money on beer, this is not what I choose to buy. So I wouldn't be at the store going, "Oh, get that, get that." But when he brings it home, I'll drink it.
Ho, 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 but I bet you'd buy Old Rasputin again from North Coast Brewing.
Hell yes. Hell yeah.
I bet you'd buy that again.
Boom.
Ho, ho, ho.
Yeah,
I bet you'd buy Chimay Blue again, Grand Reserve.
Hell yeah.
Hey,
Believe it or not, I have not tried the Chimay yet. I'm trying to get my hands on some Death by Coconut that's brewed down in Colorado. But
yeah. Hey, I'm on my second one, getting ready to start my third one.
oh,
Phenomenal.
It's hard to find.
Now, we're about to go out to California. We got one last person that's going to tell us would he buy it again. Keone, rhyming and stealing. Rhyming and stealing, Keone.
Well, I'd definitely buy it again. I noticed with this beer, it actually has a roasty note and a sweet note to it. The sweet note kind of reminds me of Tootsie Pop. I don't know if anyone
That is weird, Keone.
taste to it. It's really good. I actually put this up there with PBR, because PBR is really good too when it comes to the adjunct lagers anyways. And I kind of get what Michelle's saying about the distinctive smell of most American adjunct lagers. I think it's more like a hay or grassy smell, but definitely this is up there with PBR in my books. It's a definite buy again.
All right, so the general impression was that it was, the general impression was positive, although everybody's not adoring it, which makes sense. Now, next week.
Holy crap, Eric.
Next week, we're going to look at a beer that is going to probably cause us to have 3 people join us. It's Bohemia. It's been around since 1905. So you're going to have to start looking. I'll be looking for it in about 3 days. I know where I can find it. But it's $7.99 a 6-pack.
Can you get at Rouse's?
Oh, I can find it.
Andre?
Yep.
Okay.
Sure can. All right, so we're going to stop this now. We've done enough of this, I think. So, all right, I appreciate everybody joining us. And so, oh, y'all, it's sabotage.